The self-taught artist can't be that good, right? They didn't go to school. How could they possibly know how to paint? It's gonna be rubbish. Well, I'm a self-taught artist, and let me show you what I created. Since I'm moving out now, this is the perfect opportunity to actually rate my paintings from 1 to 10 and see which ones were the best ones. Which ones I like the best. This is just my own personal opinion of my own paintings. Like the old adage says, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so we can all look at it differently. Some of you may like it better, some of you not. Painting is all about the way it makes you feel. That's what I believe. So quick backstory, been painting for 4 years now. So since 2020. Before that, I didn't do anything. In school, I was never really talented like that, but I never really had the opportunity to show that because I was quite a troubled youth. I was always in detention, so I was getting kicked out of school. I never really had the opportunities to show my talents or never even really delve into my passion. But now I'm an adult, now I'm grown. I've managed to find the time to actually seek and develop that passion I have inside. So going back to 2020, before that, I've never even drew in a sketchbook like that. Like maybe once or twice in school, but just for homework or something, but never fully like a proper artist, because I'm a boxer and I still am. And what I focused on was boxing. And I never really focused on any other things until, I found photography, and photography led to art. Like I said, I used to be a photographer in 2019, then switched to 2020 after the pandemic. I wanted to create more beautiful works when I couldn't really see beauty outside of me. So I created my paintings, and I never really knew how to paint. I started off with charcoal drawings, sketches, doing it for family, doing it for friends, and eventually painting, oil painting specifically. I never really liked acrylic. I didn't really like the look of it. The acrylic look, I'm not really too fond of it. But I went into oil painting, and it's become my forte. I love it. I love the pop of the colors and just the way it glides, and it's so smooth and soft, and that's really what I wanted to learn, and that's what I've created my works in. So that's my main medium. It was tough because having no background in art whatsoever, I had to teach myself from nothing. I had to build my skills and knowledge from the ground up, and I still don't really know everything until now. 4 years later, I still ain't as highly skilled, really. When you think about the first 5 years of any profession, that's really just still the amateurs. If you look at it in combat or boxing, you're still in the amateur stage. So by all means, I'm still in the amateur stages, but I don't think like that. I think as if I can get to the top within this year, and that's how you should think. You shouldn't be like, oh yeah, I ain't good enough, I'm never going to be good enough, so maybe I stick to my level. Look, you don't rise to the top by performing at a lower level. You try to perform as high as you can, and if you reach the top, then so be it. If not, it doesn't really matter. But trying to perform at a higher level than what you currently are at, that's how you grow. And that's what I've always tried to do. I've always tried to outclass myself, so to speak. Not put limits into myself and say that, oh, this ain't your level yet. Well, if that's how you think, you'll never reach that level. So just gotta keep on working hard and keep on believing in yourself. Don't doubt yourself in any field, because I come from a very brutal field. Boxing is really a savage sport, and you can't be timid within yourself. I'm not talking about the way how you interact with others. I'm not saying go crazy with people. I'm just saying that within yourself, you can't be timid towards your dreams or your paths, your passions. You have to be aggressive towards it. As long as you don't step on anybody, it's all good. In terms of you pursuing your dreams, you have to go all in. You can't listen to what other people say. And I feel like in the art world, it's heavily reliant on your track record, your skills, your history, your experience, and your qualifications. But the beauty about art is that it's not like you're a doctor where you have to be qualified to create an operation. The goal of art is within the paintings itself. That means this is your qualification. And if the painting is beautiful, skillfully speaking, and technically speaking, then what does that separate you from a self-taught artist to an academic artist, someone who went through the academic route? There's a lot of discriminatory factors in art, but as we like to say in boxing, the cream rises to the top. That means the best is in the results, right? The results can't lie. So when you look at the paintings, it's like, wow, that's a beautiful painting. It's extremely difficult. Now that requires real skills. Whether that was self-taught, whether you learned that yourself or someone taught that to you, it doesn't really matter. as long as you work yourself up to achieve that level. Me, that's my mentality being a self-taught artist. I also just wanted to be free, like the way I wanted to create, and you'll see that once you watch the full video, because really my collection is so eclectic. There is no just one style, but you do need to have that though. I'm just saying that it's good to, you know, diversify yourself and really explore and get creative with it, but you do need to find that voice, that style, in order to, you know, be represented and be a professional artist. That's really what separates a professional. From my experience, is that the difference between a professional artist and compared to a hobbyist or someone who's an amateur or just does it for fun, is that a professional artist has a collection, has a style. So as an artist, your art is your voice. If you're an artist and you don't have a collection or you don't have a style, then you're like, it sounds incoherent. It's like you're drunk. You know, you got one painting here, it's different to this and that. So now I've found my style, and if I could go back 4 or 5 years beforehand and say, what's the main lesson I could give myself, it would be that: find your voice as quickly as possible. And your voice is that coherent work, your collection. So finding that style is the most important thing as a professional artist. So that's my background, and to now to 2024, this is my collections since I'm moving out. So this is literally the perfect time to gather all my paintings and let's rate them. Also comment down below what you would rate them. All right, so the first one here is Mona Vinci. Now this painting I created in 2021 is for a preparation for an exhibition I was doing. It was the New Artist Fair in, I forgot, but it was somewhere in London. It was actually my first year painting. I know it's crazy, right? I should have waited a little bit, but with me, I'm impatient. I like to just get on with it and just do it, really. But that was a failure. I remember just like the whole weekend, I was like, oh man, this sucked. Don't get me wrong, the experience of actually getting to exhibit was great, but obviously I was unprepared. And I was still young and naive in terms of the art world, so I didn't really have much experience. And that's where I kind of like set myself up to fail. But I'm never afraid of trying, and so I just had to try it. So this is Mona Vinci. It's actually my style or my rendition of the classic painting Mona Lisa. I like to pop out the colors. As you can see in my painting, colors is the main theme of every story. Whatever it may be, wherever the subject may be, colors are the main protagonist of my paintings. Colors are emotions, and emotions is what makes us humans, so it touches us. First one though, I would rate this around a 4 out of 10. Second one, Lake Como. Now, out of all my paintings, this is done in 2022. I have to confess that I stopped painting for 2 years. Ouch. I know, but life got in the way, and some things just came crashing down, and it really hits you, and it took the life out of me. And it's true what they say, that paintings comes out of your soul, because when I lost mine, I just couldn't, no matter what I do. Sometimes I find myself just staring at the canvas that I've put the under sketching on and the under painting, but I just can't finish it. I just can't touch it. And it's actually crazy to think about that your soul can affect you so much, your artistic expression. That was kind of like my blue period, so to speak, of Picasso's blue period, but it was just a dark period, really, because I didn't have anything. That's the story. But this is one of the last paintings I painted, and this is actually one of my favorites. It's called Lake Como. It's an impressionistic style, and this is the first of my impressionistic landscapes, and that's my style now, currently, and that's where I started to find myself. It's one of my favorite. I would rate this an 8 out of 10. As an artist, you're your own worst critic, but you have to be that way because you have to improve. No one's gonna want you to improve more than yourself. But also, just don't get too caught up in it. Don't like put yourself down too much. Be constructive with your criticisms, and don't get too personal with yourself. Don't get too emotional with it. Just look at it as like, hey, this isn't good enough. If the painting isn't good enough, and say like, we need to do better. But if it is good enough, you need to also be able to pat yourself in the back. Enjoy the small victories, because the journey is a long one. So you really need those small victories and those, small moments to take you through, to carry you on. Now, going on with this one, I forgot when I made this. 2020. So Killer Mike is really like a George Condo type of painting, because when I saw his painting, I was like, wow, this guy is great. I actually like his style. So I painted something similar, but with Jordan. That's why it's called Killer Mike, because that killer mentality. I love Jordan and, his story, the greatest of all time in basketball. But this one, I would rate this 3 out of 10. Didn't really like it that much. Okay, and moving on to the next one, Pacquiao's prayer. Ooh, look, a shiny. My favorite part of a painting is actually the framing. So when you look at and you notice at my paintings, they're always beautifully framed. I like the framing more than the paintings most of the time. So this is Pacquiao's prayer. It's based on Manny Pacquiao. It's gilded. I wanted to try the gilding, like the gold leaf gilding. And this is how I done that. This is obviously oil paint on a wooden panel. I mean, it's good, turned out, and I also love the varnish, so I put a lot of it in this one. I didn't really like it that much though. I viewed it kind of as a failure, my first time gilding. So I'd rate this around, 3 out of 10. And now to the next one. This is one of my abstract pieces. I haven't painted a lot of abstracts recently. I used to love doing abstracts, but I feel like the more I'm finding my style, I'm going away from that type of art. This is called Twisted Fate. Created this in 2022. Don't really like this one. I can give this away, quite honestly. If you pay for the shipping, I'll give this away for free. I'll rate this a 1 out of 10. Now, I would classify this as one of my best paintings in terms of my technical ability showcase. It is Romulo. It's based on a Filipino hero. I created this in 2022, I believe. So I would rate this quite high. I would rate this as a 9 out of 10. Especially the sun. That was so intricate and it's so difficult to do. And there was so much details here as well that was so difficult to actually paint. This was painstaking. I get PTSD just thinking about it. Alright, moving on to the next one. One of my favorites too. This is just a fun thing I've done in 2022. It was in the World Cup. It's called the Dream Match. It's for Ronaldo and Messi. There you go. Alright there. Most of my paintings are actually done in oil paint, but this is my first time trying water-soluble oil paints. Because I've been watching this artist on YouTube. His name is Tim Packer. I love the way he paints, and he uses water-soluble oil paint. So I thought, I'll give it a go. I mean, it looks pretty nice, but I still prefer the pop out of natural oil paints. So I'll give that one a 6 out of 10. As you may know, I'm a fighter as well, so I'm a fight fan. This is based on Nate Diaz and Hamzat Chimaev, MMA fighters in the UFC. It's called the Diaz-Chimaev War because they're both sluggers and they like to fight. They're both beasts, but they never actually got to fight. It was cancelled or called off, but this is the dream fight that is a fight fan favorite. I would rate this one a 5 out of 10. And onto my smaller paintings. This is just a little extra. Can't even remember what this is called. Can't remember what I made it. But this is just a poignant painting. Really evokes the sad side of boxing or fighting. It's like a boxing retired on the stool. As you can see, the gloves are resting on a stool that's in a dark room with just a lonely clock, gloomy and grey, and the outside is a rainy night and the clock saying the time is up. So it's just really like a sad boy type of painting showcasing the sadness of the sport. So this is the last one. I don't have it now because I sold it, but one of my favorite abstract works is called Sicare. This is one of my favorite because it's so vibrant and I love this style, and this is the only abstract type of style I do now. I've actually sold a lot of these paintings. To be quite honest, I don't know why. I do like it, but I have much better works to offer. But people seem to like my abstract work. So whenever I go to art fairs and exhibitions, or just even online, these are the ones that sells the most. I don't know why though. I have much better works, like my landscapes, my portraits. Comment down below, or if you're an artist, why is that? Why is abstract the most marketable painting? Or maybe that's just my experience, but I just like to know anyway. So that's it. That's my ratings of all my paintings so far, and I have so much more, but I've come to a 2-year hiatus unfortunately, which is a story for another time. If you'd like to hear that story, if you even care about that, I don't know if anyone cares about anything like that, but let me know. So I'll make that type of content if that's something that can help fellow artists or anyone else out there. But this is my works that I've done. It's 2024 now. This is also the type of work that got me in an art academy in London. I got a position and an offer there, Art Academy London. So that's the one that I actually was supposed to go and study, but life had other plans. Life kind of got in the way, but you just keep on going. Don't use that as an excuse. It happens to everyone. Don't think that you're special just because you're going through hard things or you're not getting the things that you want. Like, it happens. Challenges and tests, they're part of life. You just keep on moving forward, and that's what I found. And art helps me push through it. Creating beauty in a place out of misery oftentimes helps me remain focused and hopeful for the future. And I feel like that's why I have so much color in my art and in my paintings, because that's what I want to imbue towards others. That's what I want to share. My paintings, I want it to uplift and motivate others and inspire them somewhat. Well, give them that sense of hope, that feeling of bliss and passion, fire, passion within people through the use of my colors in my paintings. Because really, like I said, the main story of my paintings are the colors, because colors are emotions, and emotions is what makes us human. The way we feel is the way we are. So hopefully you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, follow me on my artistic journey. And also, I have a link down below. All of this art is available for purchase. So if you'd like to own one of these arts, or you know someone that would like to buy them and invest in them, I'll have a link on my website down in the bio. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. My name is Rodolfo, and thank you. Till next time.